not supposed to touch my face. I'm not supposed to touch my face. I've washed myself in that. And then I need to go home and I guess let myself dry off first. And then I can take a shower. But I need to change my clothes. I am under threat of rabies. This is how rumors get started. Yes, I know I'm doing 25 miles per hour here in my town, and you will drive the speed limit. So I have a story, and I have pictures. Greta, it is so great to see you. Do you know an angel showed up at the scene of me trying to help an animal? And the angel that showed up, her name was Holly. And it wasn't me. I was there, but then another lady showed up, and her name was Holly. I met her before. She was the one that helped me with Keeper. When I had to put Keeper down for the enlarged heart, I went through a fiasco. There was a fire. There was a car accident out in the parking lot. Oh my goodness. And then the doctor wasn't very clear about what. I gotta go inside because if I don't, it's gonna spiral. So I have a story. Finally, something interesting to tell. So first I have to dry off, but I can't. Once I dry off, I'm gonna take a shower. And well, I have to change my clothes because yours truly has rabies. Like I said, this is how rumors get started. Hey, Galactic. Galactic Guardians, where were you before I got rabies? She's like, what? No, I'm serious. So anyway, this is what was happening. I bailed. Let me get upstairs so it doesn't like buffer. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, what are you doing, Rumble? Hello. Okay, so we're inside now. All right, so I run to the store real quick. I'm hungry. I forgot to get my pizza. I go to the store, and when I'm driving home, all of a sudden, in the middle of the street, I see this animal. And I see the oncoming traffic. There's a truck that stopped. And there were a few cars behind the truck that did not stop. I slowed down and pulled over. But then, once I pulled over, I drove down the street. I turned around in the parking lot. And then I went back down the street where this animal was. And I know it's going to look weird, but I'm going to reenact what this animal was doing. And there's a bigger point to this story. Hang on a second. I got to tell you, this is a story. Hang on. And then after this, you know what? You can wait a minute. You can wait a minute. Okay. So, all right, before I touch anything, shalom. So, All right, so I go to the store, I'm driving home, and all of a sudden I see this animal. At first, it looked like a squirrel, but then I could clearly see it was a groundhog. And as I'm driving down the road, there's oncoming traffic, and there's a white truck that I see pulls to the side of the road, puts his hazards on. And then there's three other cars behind him, but they don't stop. They just try to go around. And I pulled my car to the side of the road. I stopped. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't know animal rescue, and I can't leave this animal here. I won't leave this animal here. So I drove like an eighth of a mile down the road, turned around at the park, and came back down the street. And then I turned and put my car, the road widened up, and I turned to the shoulder and I put my hazards on and I got out. And there was this groundhog in the middle of the street. So I run into the street. There's still cars trying to go around. There's a man standing there trying to like warn the cars, but he's also caring about the animal and he doesn't know what to do. And I said to him, I'm like, do you know animal shelters or do you know who we should call? Like, do you know anybody? Because I don't know who to call. Listen, you find out who to call or call 911, whatever you do, or the firemen, whatever, and I'll get the animal. So I grabbed, it was this big. The body and head were this big, and then like the tail was about that long. And he was dark and black. And I saw all these things on him, and at first I thought they were welts. Apparently, guys, ticks have a different color nowadays, and they come in light tan. They're not always dark. This is a good video. They're not always dark. They come in light tan. So I'm like looking, I thought they were warts or something, but no, it's ticks on his body. Anyway, what this animal was doing in the middle of the street, I'm not going to get down on the ground and get on all fours, but this animal was kind of like going like that. And I thought, okay, this groundhog has to have been pummeled by a car and got tossed. Got hit by a car, got tossed, is probably dying, has brain swelling, I don't know. But we are called to be stewards of the earth. Yes, we are. And I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm going to give you my humbled opinion. Animals are the apology for other human beings. I'm sorry. That's, hey, in my channel, my opinion. So the guy starts getting on his phone, looking stuff up, and I was like, if you can't find anything and you don't know, just call 911 and maybe they can like start telling us what to do. So I get in the street and I grab the ground. I don't hesitate. I just grab the groundhog. I don't see anything coming out of his mouth. I don't feel threatened. I grab that groundhog. I take him from the middle of the street and I go over because the street was really hot. The pavement was hot. And next to the street was a wide sidewalk. But again, it was asphalt. So I pick up the groundhog and I get him off the street. I walk past the sidewalk and I bring him I bring him on the grass, and it's a cornfield there. You guys saw when I didn't have a car for 9 months and I had to hike it, go into the store, I'd walk past the cornfields. Okay, so I get him there, I put him on the grass, and he's still going he's like tumbling, just completely tumbling. And he's completely tumbling, but at no time did he pose a threat. Like, he never went to lunge for me, he never went to bite, and when my hand was in front of him, he never went to bite. And then at one point, like, he grabbed onto my upper arm, and he was like this on my arm, and he was looking up, and it looked like he slowed down for a minute. It looked like he slowed down and started to get some composure, so to speak, or like get his feet settled down. And for like a minute, maybe 2 minutes, he was okay. But then all of a sudden he started tumbling again and tumbling. So the next thing you know, a car pulls over out of the blue. A car pulls over to the side of the street, and there's a woman named Holly. I met her before because she was the one that helped me with Keeper. She was the vet tech the day that I had to put Keeper down due to an enlarged heart. And so I knew her name. It's Holly. And all of a sudden, here comes this angel pulling to the side of the road, and it's Holly, this vet tech. And at first I didn't recognize her, but then when I did slow down and breathe and look at her, I'm like, I know you, you're the vet and Keeper. And I'm like, da-da-da-da. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And at this point, like, I had my hands like this. So I had this hand up under the groundhog's upper shoulders. So like I had his fingers under his armpits, and I had the rest of my fingers tilted away from his face. And then I had my other hand on top of him, and he was squirming and going all over. But I just held him so he couldn't, like, go wandering off into the street, because he was flipping and flopping around in the street. And if I had let him go, he would have wound up flying all over the place again. So I just kind of held him. And so the vet tech, Holly, and there I am, Holly, was her and the other gentleman that pulled over. They got, a sheet and a bag to put him in. So they were preparing stuff to be able to transport this groundhog back to the vet's office. It wasn't a county operation. It was a personal vet that will take care of things of this nature. It's not by the county. It's not state run. Which is, wow. They're on call. So I guess, but anyway, well, animal control came out and they told me, put that rubbing alcohol on your hands. You know what? First dry out and then take a shower because of everything that's on you. But don't touch your face, which I haven't touched my face. I've been using my shirt to touch my face. But I need to change my clothes because apparently it appeared like the animal was having a seizure from what they said from the vet tech to the animal control. It looked like he was having a seizure. He could have been hit by a car, but a major concern is rabies. And the way he was behaving, their eyebrows were raised because at the onset of rabies, animals have a problem with vertigo, or horizontal and vertigo. Like they have vertigo and horizontal, like their whole equilibrium is shot off. So this groundhog could have been at the beginning stages of rabies. But I'll tell you what, I could not drive by and just let that groundhog sit there or stumble around. That's not me. People can mock me for searching for dolphins on Mars or walking on the moon or not believing me about the deep underground military bases or George Bush with the alien species. Who cares? But like to see that, like an animal, a bird, a deer, a groundhog, any animal hit. But apparently here in New Jersey, there's 5 animals that suffer from rabies the most, and groundhogs are one of them. So I had to give them my name, address, phone number, my age, and I think my skin is drying out. And at this time, thanks for letting me share the story. I'll put up a couple more pictures because once they got there, the vet tech, we safely got them in a big, huge sheet, and then we got him in a big shopping bag so he was protected, and we had to wait for about 10-15 minutes, and then animal control showed up with a huge cage. It was completely humane. Everyone and every groundhog was safe. But he never lunged at me or went for me, and even when he had the chance to, he didn't lunge. He kind of like just grabbed on, and like groundhogs, they have those fingers. To me, it seemed like he was grabbing on for dear life and didn't know what the hell on earth was happening to him. Mrs. Doolittle. So anyway, I'll put up the pictures. I got 4 pictures of him in the cage. I was like, can I take snapshots? I just want to get the little thing in the cage. I'm not trying to. But anyway, I'm really glad that I decided to stay home and not go to visit my friend on the west side of New Jersey. East side of New Jersey. East. See, on the east side, you got to worry about flying houses. On the west side, you only have to worry about rain, and I got stuck out in the rain, but it was for a good cause. I was saving a groundhog. I was. Oh man, that poor thing, Lariva. I'm a softie. Yeah, otherwise I'm a bitch, mean, cruel. I have lash outs. I'm cutthroat. I say things I don't mean. When I'm triggered and when I'm being targeted. But I don't know, I couldn't drive past the groundhog. I couldn't leave him. I couldn't leave him there like that. There was one time I remember in Newark, I was with the dude that collapsed my lung, and I was like, stop, stop, stop. There's a dog, leashed to the gate, or leashed to the fence of a construction zone. I'm like, there's a dog just left there. We got to stop. At least to stop and give him water and food. Like, I want to stop and get the dog. And he's like, no, that's what people do when they don't want dogs anymore. And he just drove by. Even if it was a mean, vicious dog used in dog fighting, still, you stop. You get the dog. If you have to euthanize it, I get it. And no, there's no doggy rehab, so stop with that crap. There's people in this town that think, oh, well, if a dog's bad, just put him in doggy rehab. Stupid. The Bible says to put him down. If your animal gores another person, you put the animal down. There's no rehab for that. Anyway, too bad it wasn't like that for humans. When they're having demented sex and they've got depraved minds, put them down. Yeah, then you get into Adolf Hitler type of eugenics crap. I'm not judged. I just am so happy that Yahweh gave me an opportunity to stop and help an animal. Like today, I was so worried. Today I thought when I went out that I hit a bird, and then a second time when I was out, I thought I hit a butterfly, and my heart's sinking. And I'm like, Abba, Abba, I cannot slip up praying or having prayer intercessions for 1 second. When I go out, I need to always say, Abba, I put my full armor on, put me in my bubble, keep me invisible to the enemy, don't let them see me, smell me, sniff me, wander onto me. And Abba, I pray for animals, domestic and wild. I pray for trafficked humans, children and adults, in Yeshua's name. And I pray for the animals. Otherwise, I feel that Lucifer, and his friends, as well as all of their legions, just try to pummel me. And, I'm making no sense. I probably sound so stupid. And you know what? I don't care. The problem in the world is that people don't have enough heart. And what they do have, they choose to give it to the kingdom of darkness. And then hate God because God's not answering their prayers and giving them what they want. But yet they've thrown their hearts away to their own selfish pleasures and own imaginations. And that's not God. And people never try to get to know him anymore. But anyway, I'll post up pictures about my experience. Bonnie, okay. See, now I gotta go into my live chat. I keep it, I gotta, hey, Bonnie Huff. Oh my God, what is an honor and humble pleasure to see you. Bonnie Huff, I have missed you so much. Oh my goodness, I've tried to call you, Bonnie. I've really, 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 really missed you. I'm sorry I didn't see your comment sooner. There's options with YouTube, and they always take these options and features off, and I only get to see half of my chat room. I'm so happy to see you, Bonnie. I love you, sweetheart. So, I saved the groundhog, but in saving him, I might have rabies. Again, this is how rumors get started. What is with you guys starting rumors about me? You're running around telling people I'm 48 years old, running around telling people I saved the groundhog that probably had the onset of rabies happening. All right, I gotta go change my clothes. I'm gonna go take a shower. And it's great to see you, Bonnie Huff. I love you very much, Bonnie. And I hope to talk to you soon. I don't know if you have my new number. Anyway, I let myself down recently. I let myself down because I did not take charge. And I let someone else run me, bulldoze me, and just make me feel like I was chained up. And if I did not behave like a slave, then there was something wrong with me. However, to fix the situation, no one would be able to work in those parameters. In the past 3-4 nights, I've just been having bad dreams about what my biological mother did to my sister mainly, but honestly, she did it to both of us, and she was not honest and forthcoming, and playing games, and somebody saying that the people that bought the house want to say that they're my stepdad's best friends, but no, they are not. They didn't take care of my stepdad's flesh and bone. And if they were a best friend, they would not have ripped and cheated my sister out of her inheritance, as well as my inheritance, which my portion I always plan to give to Bryn because I feel that I was already given everything, and I feel that I already had my chance. And these other people, what they did, it's just not okay. It's not right. And, I'm really glad, praise, love, glory, worship, and honor be to Yud-He Vav-He for Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm really glad that I got to save a groundhog today, because now I feel like I have some sort of importance and value. And this is how rumors get started. Saeed, what are you doing? How are you? Shalom. It's great to see you, Saeed. It's wonderful to see you. I pray that Heavenly Abba answers your personal request made of him in Yeshua's name. Hang on a second, I might spiral. I'm sorry. So, okay, I'll post up on my community tab. Here, I'll post up the other pictures that I tried to grab of this groundhog. But I really should go and change my clothes. And I think that my skin has dried off. So I can go take a shower and it be okay and change my clothes. Because there's a certain way to, with bacterial infections, you don't want to keep them wet and moist. Okay, so it's great to see you, Saeed. It's great to see you, Bonnie. The two of you made my day. The two of you are the reason why I have a smile on my face. So I'll see you guys later. I'll put up in a couple minutes after this on the community tab. I tried to get the little groundhog.